Welcome back, Vicarious viewers. My name is Vicente, and today we are reacting to Season 2, Episode 2 of Mindhunter on Netflix. I also want to say Happy Pride Month to all of my fellow LGBTQ community out there. I hope you are having a good month considering the state of the world. Now, last episode was the season premiere of Season 2, and the end of last episode we did see Holden having another panic attack. He is having some trouble coping with his new anxiety attacks. Like I said before, I know it can be an existential crisis when you realize that your body can fail on you or do something that you don't want it to do. He just has to learn how to relax again, because I know that after this, he may be like on edge, knowing that his body can fail him like that, and he's gonna be paranoid. He's gonna like second guess every new decision. He's going to wonder if every like lightheadedness or dizziness or feeling of fear or anxiety will just spur that another anxiety attack to happen. He's gonna have to relearn how to just like breathe and let things pass, or they will compound, and he might trigger himself having future episodes. I can imagine it was very stressful realizing that even though he thought he was doing so great, that he got his boss forcefully retired from their division. I guess they played it off well just for the social politics to make it seem like he was retiring, do things gracefully, not cause like a ruckus. But that's not the truth. He was actually forced out because I imagine his superiors are like, you can't control the people under you, and this is looking bad. And they don't, of course, want to look bad in the public eye because it's the FBI. They're supposed to have a look and demeanor and standing of like respect and dignity. They brought in someone who actually works in public relations, so a politician of sorts, someone that knows how to smooth things over and make things look good. He is giving them some big promises, saying that he's very much like interested in the direction they're going. He wants to see good results. He's making them feel comfortable in their positions and telling them he's going to give them what they need to succeed. He does seem genuinely interested in like the tapes that they were taking, but I am worried. Like, since he is in public relations, is he also going to be the kind who's going to crack down hard if they do screw up again? And how will he handle it? Will they handle his reaction to them fucking up in the future as well, or will that like breed conflict between them? What else happened? Oh, we did get to see Park City guy. He was choking himself as he was choking the chicken, and it appeared to be in a mask. And was he in like some kind of women's clothing or something? Will we get more of him in this episode? Is this going to start developing more in this season, or are we going to just get more like tidbits here and there going forward? I'm looking forward to more of that. Who is this guy? What is he doing? Has he begun to kill yet? Or is he just like in the early stages before killing? If you are watching this on my YouTube channel, you can also see my unedited full reaction to this episode on my Patreon. Link will be in the description below. You can also see my full reactions to the Disney Plus MCU, like WandaVision, Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Now I'm starting Loki as well. I will have full reactions for Season 2 of Mindhunter. Unfortunately, I didn't have the full reactions from Season 1 because I didn't have my Patreon when I was doing Season 1. But I'm also doing like Mortal Kombat and Army of the Dead. Those are available there as well. You can see any of those for $5 on my Patreon, or if you feel like just leaving me a little tip for my content, you can choose the $1 or $2 tier, leave me $1 and then unsubscribe. Every little bit helps, and I'm so grateful for all of you and your support. But here we go. Let's get into episode 2. Made myself a classy drink for this. Oh, here we go. Park City again. A Manhattan. How did he explain his little choking endeavor to his wife? Oh, she's making him sleep on the couch. I just saw the pillow and blanket. What else should you give him? Sexual deviances. You're sick. I mean, a little light choking in women's lingerie, I wouldn't necessarily call that sick, but if he's a serial killer, that itself might be more deviant than just his sexual proclivities. I hope that's not all we get of him for this entire episode. Give us more development in this storyline.
Went up meeting saw BTK drive off in the family car afterwards.
BTK? Bind, torture, kill? Is this a BTK killer?
They had 5 kids in this house. It makes no sense to come into a house with an adult male and a dog.
Nothing makes sense.
And the driver's licenses were missing.
Yeah.
He was taking souvenirs. And he already knew what he wanted on his very first kill.
You're assuming that you know this is his first kill.
There was a chair here with deep carpet indentations. I think he sat to watch the boy die.
That would have taken
Between 4 and 6 minutes.
The deep indentation marks in the rug from a chair are usually from, like, extended, prolonged pressure. Like 4 to 6 minutes of the chair in being one position, I don't think would, like, leave a lasting impression.
I'd like to talk to Kevin.
He took 3 bullets in the face. Spent a year in the hospital.
Is he reliable?
He's all we got.
Something's better than nothing.
Did he force you to tie Kathy up?
Didn't force. Made everything sound reasonable. Like if we just did this, I was gonna leave.
Maybe not commanding, more
I tied Kathy.
calm. I can imagine if he would be more calm, they would feel less threatened and more likely to cooperate.
Flustered?
Not at all. I watched him tie my feet. He was almost gentle.
Gentle? Could you tell if he had an erection?
I couldn't see.
That's all right.
Awkward. I wasn't really trying to look for that.
I was thrashing around so much. He wore a watch. A big steel military kind.
Was it at all similar to this one?
Wait, did he say that... Did he recognize that as the man in the
Don't say that, I
picture?
blame him.
Or was that like a different man, one of his victims? And he just like stole the watch? Make sure everyone else is in bed. See, I would have been like, babe, son, are either of you out here?
Nance?
What's wrong?
Nothing. It's okay.
In that line of work, you gotta be on edge about unlocked and open doors. You never know what could come through. I don't know. I've always been comfortable with, like, making sure the doors are locked at night and everything. I mean, my family's from, like, a small town where, like, you know, a lot of people don't lock their doors and stuff. But, I'm not in a small town anymore.
Maybe Otero wasn't his first.
Too many rookie mistakes. It was his first. But I also think that he was exceptionally prepared.
He practiced?
Remember, Kemper practiced on dolls, animals. He
Thought it out, rehearsed, made sure he had everything right before trying. You still make mistakes, but you try to be as prepared as possible. It's like me going on vacation.
So what have we got so far? White
The best laid plans.
20s to early 30s, rap sheet, possible assault complaints.
High school education.
The BTK Strangler, Wichita Strangler, Wichita Executioner.
He's christening himself for the media, like Zodiac or Berkowitz naming himself Son of Sam.
It's his villain name.
He exhibits none of Kemper or Brudos' psychosexual motivations. I can't see how anything lasting 19 seconds could allow for sexual gratification.
Well, we know BTK is inspired by Berkowitz.
Greg, can you change the flights?
Sure.
So much for discussion.
What?
She likes having a sense of control and order and a plan, and they're deviating from the plan.
I won't usually betray a confidence.
I see myself in her.
When
I do like a
Holden
plan.
disappeared those 2 days, he went to see Kemper. No, whatever happened during that visit. was
Failed
a
plans
potato.
can be frustrating.
You knew?
I had to retrieve his ass. I'm really sorry I didn't tell you, but
And from now on, there needs to be transparency between us. Whatever's going on with him, we both know about it. It's a two-way street.
deal.
Cheers. Ooh, the waitress again. Happy Pride, girl. Shoot your shot.
Oh, Eric, you are new here. These boys put you up to it, didn't they? I play for the other team.
There you go. Door is open.
Same tab?
No, I've got this one.
Eyes forward, maggots.
I like her. Definitely a stark contrast from her stiff upper lip. Opposites do attract, even though it can cause some volatility.
You got so much publicity, there's a killer out in Kansas who idolizes you. He even made a symbol. Show him the thing.
So this is their Hannibal Lecter. Doesn't seem as bright.
What is that, boobs?
It's a bee.
It's a complete ripoff.
That's what we think.
That ran across my mind as when I first saw it. I was like, he drew boobs in his symbol.
Calls himself BTK. David, why did you name yourself? I am the son of Sam.
Sounded cool at the time.
I needed a name that explained who I really was, that I was being controlled by a 3,000-year-old demon.
Why not plead not guilty by reason of insanity? Why plead guilty and never get a trial where you could explain your demons?
Because I am not insane.
I'm not crazy.
I knew it was wrong, but they made me do it.
The voices don't interfere with talking to your lawyer, do they? It's a crock, isn't it? There's no voices, no demon.
You calling him on his bullshit?
The dog doesn't talk. Do you want to forever be known at the FBI as the guy who let a Labrador land him in jail for the rest of his shitty life? They all bought it, David. Didn't they? Even the shrinks.
Especially the shrinks. I hunted every night.
Every night.
I never knew what I was looking for.
Real hunter.
Copycat takes things.
No. Memories. Just for the nostalgia.
Sometimes I rolled around in the dirt where they died just to feel it. Even if he takes souvenirs, I guarantee you he goes back. Can't resist it.
If we go by what Berkowitz said, BTK trolls every night. No one could hold down a real job, have a family.
And no real relationships.
Certainly not with women.
Based on Berkowitz, we're going to have to open up an entire new category.
He could be married and not have a relationship with a woman.
How was he?
A little stiff at first.
Still think we need to be cautious.
I think he's back.
Is that a good thing? It kind of went off the rails being himself the first time.
I'm Detective Spencer with Fredericksburg PD.
Special Agent Tench, FBI. What can I do for
You
you?
have that on you?
I'm so sorry. Mrs. Tench, are you the realtor for 1159 Cimarron Court?
Yes.
There's been a
Murder?
body found in the garage.
The
We're
job comes
investigating
home.
homicide. I'm afraid I can't disclose.
Even with the FBI.
Wow. He was rattled.
That just doesn't happen around here.
It happens everywhere, Nance.
Ain't that the truth? Everyone likes to believe that, oh, those things happen in other places, bigger places, more exciting places, but it can happen anywhere. Then people are always so surprised when it does happen in their neck of the woods. So this is probably just the first one you heard about. Oh, don't play next episode. Excuse me. Excuse me again. Well, that was episode 2 of Mindhunter, season 2. Um, we did not get much more of Park City, although they were mentioning BTK was in Kansas, so Park City, Kansas. So I'm pretty sure the Park City guy is BTK, taking credit for his 7 kills now. Potentially more, but likely 7. It is interesting to see Holden get back into the swing of things. Um, he definitely did like loosen up and get back into his um, interrogation style with the killers. He was definitely calling Son of Sam out on his bullshit, being all like, "It's all bullshit. You know, you're not looking for demons and speaking to dogs next door and the walls and shit." And good instinct, because it turned out to be true. The guy totally opened up. He's like, yeah, it's bullshit. I just like killing. But yeah, that was a really good scene, like a good conversation between them. Um, Looks like they got some insight into maybe what might be driving this BTK, who himself is writing to the police, trying to create this public narrative on who and what he is. They did say it was unlikely that he would like have a relationship, that he wouldn't have the time for it. But it looks like there's some distance between him and his wife anyway. I mean, if they weren't necessarily like close recently anyway, it may have just completely gone under the radar. Maybe he was just like, again, going out for a cruise or going out for a beer with the guys, always having excuses to like get away from his wife, and her thinking like, well, we're not in a good place right now, so I appreciate the alone time. So he could totally get away with a lot without like raising any concern if there is that divide between them in their marriage. But that assumption on their part may cause them to initially rule him out because he is married. And they're not foreseeing that as being someone that they're looking for. It was also nice to see Wendy having an interaction with the bartender that she'd noticed in the previous episode. And she did tell those Quantico recruits that she batted for the other team. Something risky to do in this time period. But it opened the door for Wendy. Like, she's all like, "Ooh, hello, hi. Would you like to talk to me?" But yeah, it is interesting that she would, like, admit that to these guys. I mean, for straight men, like, it has always been more widely accepted by them towards lesbianism, because at least they think it's hot. But I would think for the time period, it would still be, like, risky or frightening to admit that you were lesbian or gay, even if you are a lesbian. Because especially, I mean, maybe not for bartenders, but like in other professions like Quantico or the CIA and stuff, like there were like major witch hunts during that time, like trying to root them out as potential commies that could be blackmailed, that somehow communists would use their secret gay love affairs to like blackmail them and coerce them into like giving up information on the US. It would make them a security liability. But I mean, the perfect way to remove that liability for blackmail would be just accept them. Yeah, it really is that simple. Let them live their lives and then they don't have to worry about being found out. But good for her. As a bartender, it probably is easier for her to be herself. And bravo for her for being herself in this time period. It is an interesting dynamic because Wendy is very like stiff upper lip, proper academic, very intelligent, organized. The bartender seems more carefree, bohemian even, like right t-shirt and jeans, very nonconformist, disorganized. And like I said earlier, like, opposites can attract, but there can be like two potential outcomes. Either like the opposites complement each other and fit together well, they kind of temper the extremes of each other but work well together, or they can just cause chaos all through. They clash, they just find fault in things that they don't like because they are so different. I would hope that she finds this person to be the former, that they complement each other and don't clash in their behaviors and their organizations and their lifestyles. People always say that gay is a lifestyle, but I mean, even among the LGBT community, there's like so many different lifestyles within that. Like, we're still people. Like, not all of us act exactly the same or have the same personality or the same interests. But yeah, another good episode. Not too eventful, but the interview with Son of Sam was really interesting. Hopefully, we'll start getting more of BTK, Mr. Park City, going forward instead of just these little clips. I want to see more and more development there. But I guess we have a whole season to go through. I wonder if we will start amping up the development and his story more and more as we progress. Let me know what you thought of this episode in the comments down below. Also, remember, if you didn't see me reacting to your favorite part, or you just want to see my full-length reactions, or even just drop me a tip, check out my Patreon. But also, hit like and subscribe if you enjoy reactions like these. Ring that notification bell so you don't miss a single one. And thanks for stopping in for this Vicarious View.